Yo, hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction. Mistah FAB on getting banned from KMEL during the Hyphy era. Shout out to History of the Bay Clips and Dregs One with the clip. This Hip Hop Heist TV, man. We about to react to this clip. So hit that like and subscribe, man. Shout out Mistah FAB, bro. Grew up on listening to this man's music, bro. Ghost riding the whip, man. The yellow bus, man. You feel me? Throwing up the T, man. Pop a pill if you will, man. Oh shit, Ghost riding it though. We was really doing that, so it's gonna be a good one to get into. But yeah, we're gonna start it up. So hit that like and subscribe. Let's go. It's Hip Hop Heist TV.
I'm not here for discrepancies, and like, you know me, I don't do the beef and the headlines. That ain't my thing. But I was always upset that I wasn't on that Ghetto Report Card album.
Oh, okay.
Like, you feel me? I was always like, damn, blood. And I even told 40 one day, I'm like, damn, huh? Like, blood, you put everybody on that album but me. Like, you feel me? Like, this was our time to shine. Like, why I couldn't get on that album? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the album that, this is what we doing in the Bay.
Yeah.
Like, this was, like, if everybody, this what we represent. We got everybody on here that's a representative of what we doing now. And I wasn't on it.
I could see why that would bother you.
I was like, damn, blood.
Well, because at that time, you're on so many other anthems, right? Like Sideshow with Tracks a Million. And
but listen.
Sideshow. Too short. The Sideshow, they want to shut us down. We swing corners on every we'll swing something on every corner in the town. Yeah, okay. That's crazy though. This going back, man. Shout out to Mistah FAB and Too Short and Tracks a Million.
You know, that song, that was, you know what I'm saying? That was a record. Man, Tracks was my brother, bro. Like, me and Tracks was like a whole different level of friends. Like, that was my dog, man. Like, you feel me? That record even happened like late night after the studio. He like, bro, you was short right now? Like, bro, we just had a show in the San Jose. He like, bro, come to the studio. Nick like, bro, y'all really gonna come? He's like, I'm gonna get the broads over here. I'm like, that's the only way he coming. If it ain't no women over there, Short ain't coming. He like, man, we had about 10 girls. I'm like, Pops, man, it's about 10 of them over there. He like, for real? All right, come on, let's go over there. So that's how Sideshow kicked off. We did that about 3, 4 in the morning.
The Sideshow.
And I told Tracks, I'm like, Tracks, just slap up something, man, cook up something. I'm like, he like, what? I'm like, bro, just knock something, bro. And so he was playing the Cassie song. Me and you.
Yeah.
If you listen to Sideshow, that's that beat.
Wow, he sampled that.
Like, it wasn't a sample. He just did. He did his Tracks a Million to it, but it's the same song. Like, down there, I'm like, ooh, you a boy for that. So
that was number one at the time. This gotta be 05, man. This gotta be 06. For sure.
Yeah, at the time though, you know, I had hella other records on the radio.
You can tell he's going back into it now. He's really like, you know, he's looking away, like he's going back into those moments. This is dope era.
Yeah, at the time though, you know, I had hella other records on the radio, right, and hella little songs, but it always kind of got to me like, damn, fo, like you didn't put me on that record, blood. Like, you feel me? Like, I kind of felt like, you know, I felt a certain type of way, man. It took me years to get over that, because I was just like, bro, this was the record to kind of like showcase us to the world. Like, you could have threw me on one of them joints. You could have, you feel me? I could have had a verse on Muscle Cars or something. I could have, you know. But, you know, he explained it at the time, you know, the best way that he could, from how he could. And, you know, it was what it was, whether I agreed with it or not, whether I accepted it, what it was. You know, I had to accept it. It had already happened. But I feel like that was one of the biggest, at the time, that was a staggering blow to me to accept, man, that I wasn't on that record, man. But,
yeah, I never thought about that. That's interesting. But I mean,
because if you go back and listen, you would be like, even without saying nothing, you would automatically assume that I was on that album. When you got to think about it, like, damn, I wasn't on that album.
No, I hear you.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was a no-brainer. But, you know, things happen.
Well, I mean, you got so many other spotlights during that time. And I feel like your career definitely benefited from the national exposure that the Bay Area was getting. Where do you feel like the hyphy movement went wrong?
I feel like it went, and this might just be my ego talking,
Drugs.
but when they stopped playing me on the radio,
Okay.
you feel me?
Well,
When I got banned from the radio,
I thought you were about to say drugs. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I'm a little older now. Ain't doing what we used to do. You feel me? But I feel like everybody just get, drugs will get like the hyphy movement is music, right? It's music, it's culture, right? It's culture. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, like, you add drugs in the mix, bro, it'll burn you out. It'll make somebody told me this. It was in a class I took, but they was like, your brain is like okay, so boom, you know how when you make a cucumber, when you put it in like this liquid, when you fry it, it turns into a pickle. You know, a pickle is just a cucumber. I didn't know that for the longest, bro. Pause on all this, but this is an analogy. I think they taught me this in DUI class years ago, 15 years ago or some shit. A pickle before it's fried is a cucumber, fool. That's crazy. So that's your brain when you're doing that. And this is all off on a tangent. This must be my therapy right now. But that's what I felt like. Because, at the end of the day, the music's still the music. You'll never take the music away. Like, hyphy movement is the hyphy movement. Keek the Sneak, you feel me? E40, Too Short. Bro, hyphy with it. Like, you got fucking Something Terrible. Reek Daddy. Doobie. You know what I mean? So, like, J Diggs, Messy Marv, like, that shit, the music's still the music. But at the end of the day, man, whether it be because of the law or because your brain was a cucumber and now it's a pickle, like, that's what turns movements out. That's what really, and it was a wild one, I'm not gonna lie, like, but at the end of the day, and that'll make a leader not be a leader no more, you feel me? And so that's why I say all this is like, but let's hear and let what Fab got to say. But yeah, and let me know in the comments too. I know I'm just talking, but this is what this shit is for, right?
it was nobody there to explain what was going on. Like, folk, a lot of people didn't, some of the artists didn't have the ability to. It was nobody there to explain.
And you got to think too. Let me add this real quick. Fab was he didn't do the drugs, supposedly, right? From what we know as fans, and like, Fab didn't do all that. So he was sitting on, he was waiting for his moment all the time in this music shit, like, and he got moments, but I feel like there was a bigger moment for him in the music world, and maybe it's still happening, right? Life is still playing out. I went to a Future concert. I worked a Future concert, security, in Oakland, and boom, Fab's there. A lot of the Bay guys were there. Future brought him out for a few records, like, so he's always being seen by a bigger audience. But I think bro's one of the coldest artists in the world, coldest rappers, straight up, rap for rap.
Exposure that the Bay Area was getting. Where do you feel like the hyphy movement went wrong?
I feel like it went, and this might just be my ego talking, but when they stopped playing me on the radio,
okay,
you feel me?
Well,
When I got banned from the radio,
I didn't know that.
it was nobody there to explain what was going on. Like, folk, a lot of people didn't, some of the artists didn't have the ability to articulate what was going on. So when you get on these national podcasts or these national radio shows back there, and you don't have an ability to describe what's going on demographically, people will lose interest. With me, I was always able to articulate what was going on. I was able to talk about how the Pack brought an innovative sound, how they were able to create what the young kids were doing at the time, because they was the youngsters at the time. And the production skills from Young L was like, he was like our Pharrell. Like Young L was our Pharrell. People don't give him credit for what he was able to do sonically. Sure. Sonically, he was creating stuff at the time. This dude had the number 1, number 2 record in the country. Got My Vans On was like number 2 record in the country. These was kids, 16, 17 years old, doing records at their mama's house. In the room, this was a young dude who was like, his sound was so ahead of the game. And that birthed, you know, the Bass God years later. But this was a dude who, if it wasn't for Bass God, a lot of these social media, like, you know what I'm saying?
Young L. Got My Vans On. What they look like. Yeah, man.
Overnighters wouldn't have came to fruition. That was the like, this is from the Bay. If we talk about degrees of separation, you look at some of these folks, they got a lot of their style from Bass God.
Yeah.
And the whole bass movement that the Pack was able to create. I was able to explain that. I was able to explain what, you know, what the team was doing sonically, how Federation had what they had going on, and how it was like, you know, they was from a area that still represented our soil, but they had a producer that was like Robotnik. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rock was able to do anything. Rock was a dude that could come dive in and do the Bay, and then go to New York and do Welcome Back for Mace, or go do Busta Rhymes and, you know what I'm saying, and Mariah Carey. Like, Rick Rock was at a time where Jay had just came off saying that he wasn't going to do no West Coast album, no West Coast music. He said on his song, man, it's too much West Coast dick riding on that record, on Jay-Z's record. Then he come back and do a whole album, West Coast, sonically, that Rick Rock did 6 beats on. Like, I don't think people gave, you know, Rock the credit of his diversity. So I was able to explain these things, though, which was able to make it interesting. But when you take that voice away, if you mute the voice, then nobody able to talk about it.
To this day, that's, I mean, radio is less relevant now, but it's been a big problem that if you go to Atlanta, you hop in a rental car, turn on the radio, you're gonna hear Atlanta artists.
For sure.
You go to Philly, hop in the car, turn on the radio, you're gonna hear Philadelphia, or at least East Coast artists. You come to the Bay, turn on the radio, you're probably not gonna hear any Bay Area artists. But I think I see what you're saying, because at the time when you're exploding and you're getting a national look, you're getting signed to Atlantic, the fact that the biggest urban station basically